Hi everyone, so today we're going to be reading chapter 10 of Stella Diaz Has Something to Say. This is the cover. Okay, we're going to start. The next day, Nick and I wait home while Mom picks up my relatives at the airport. She doesn't take us because she says that we'll get bored at the airport. Because my relatives are coming in from different country, they have to go through customs, which is where they check you to make sure that you're not bringing any illegal goods into the country. It can take a really long time. This trip, it's only mom, sister, my tia Juanis, and my abuelo Apolinar. I haven't seen them in 2 years, and I'm a little nervous. Abuela rarely comes because she's very particular and doesn't like traveling anymore. She'd rather just stay at home playing cards. It would be easier if my tia Margarita were visiting. She comes more often because she travels the world all the time, and sometimes stays over in Chicago for a day or two in between her trips. Of all my relatives, she speaks English the best, so I like talking to her the most. She's also is very creative, a professor, and speaks 4 languages. I want to be as smart as her as when I grow up. While she's gone, Mom puts Nick in charge of watching the turkey. My job is to set the table. I know that because I have an artistic eye. Nick doesn't know how to fold the napkins into triangles like they do in the fancy restaurants on TV. I even make little name tags in the shape of a turkey for everyone to see. For a while, the house is quiet and I'm able to draw. Part of me wants to hide in bed with a book instead of doing Thanksgiving. I feel anxious, almost like it's the first day of school again. But before I can hide, I hear the front door. Hola, mi amor, says Juanis in a loud voice. She swallows me up in a big hug and kisses both my cheeks. I can't see anything because of her fuzzy sweater, but I can smell her perfume. Juanis wears a lot of makeup. That's different from Mom, who only wears a little makeup when she goes to work. Juanis pulls away from me, then goes to Nick. I can finally see what she's wearing, a crazy patterned sweater and leggings. Her short red hair looks wilder than I've ever seen it. Hola, qué guapo, she says as Nick beams. He likes being called good looking. Juanis gets along really well with Nick. She used to take care of him after school when we lived in Mexico City. I sit on the couch and draw while Nick talks to Juanis in Spanish. I don't get a chance to talk to my family as much. To them, I'm just the artista who makes drawings. They don't really know me like they know Nick. He was in first grade when we left. Well, I was just a baby. They don't know what questions to ask me, like what's my favorite fish or what's my favorite book. And even if they did, I wouldn't know how to tell them in Spanish. So I let them talk without me. Abuelo walks in next with Mom. He's a little slow because he has a limp from losing one of his legs in a bus accident when he was my age. He manages to get around everywhere thanks to his wooden leg, but he never complains about it. Even when he takes off his wooden leg at night, he whistles as he hops into the bed. Hola, qué preciosa está Stella, Abuelo says. While he calls me pretty, I had to admit I feel a little less weird. He puts down his guitar and laughs a big belly laugh as he hugs me with both arms. Abuelo sniffs in the air. ¿Dónde está la comida, Nick? Abuelo is obviously hungry as he hugs Nick. Casi, Mom says, which means the food is almost ready. She takes Abuelo's bag and guitar to Nick's room. Abuelo brings his guitar when he visits. He used to be a performer in Mexico, playing on a radio program. We freshen up real quick, and I also feed Pancho. Happy Thanksgiving, I say as I drop an extra food pellet. So there she is, hugging her abuelo and his guitar. So then it says, then Mom says, está listo, announcing that the food is ready. Everyone sits down at a table while Mom brings out the dishes. There's turkey, cornbread, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and roasted vegetables. We even have sweet potatoes like marshmallows. Mom says that she saw the recipe in a cookbook, but I think it's weird. My favorite thing to eat are the dishes that are not American. We can make this stuffing called picadillo, which is like ground meat with aceitunas. The olives make it feel special, like it's our own treat. Mom also makes elote, corn on the cob with crumbled Mexican cheese on top. I want to dig in, but Mom says we have to wait We have to say what we are grateful for first. Everyone says a few things in Spanish. When it comes to my turn, I just sit very quietly. Mi familia? I feel shy as I do when I'm at school, but this is different. At school, I'm only shy about saying the words right. But here, around my family, I just don't have the words to say everything I want to say. If I could have said what I'm grateful for in English, I would have easily gone on and on. There's so much. Like all the sea creatures in the sea, Mom, Nick, and Jenny, my best friend, but I cannot in Spanish. I do try sometimes, but when I try to speak Spanish, Juanis will finish my sentences for me. Like when I say quiero, I say looking at the picadillo, más pavo, says Juanis, who starts putting more turkey on my plate, which is not at all what I wanted. And then it says, I push my turkey around with my fork. It's hard to want to talk when people aren't even listening to you. We eat until we're stuffed like babos. Mom decides to look at the photo albums before dessert. Vamos a mirar fotos de la familia. It's funny to see the pictures from before I was born. Everyone is wearing different looking clothes, not to mention their different hairstyles. Both mom and dad had long hair. Nick had blonde hair instead of the dark brown hair he has now. There are even pictures of dad and his family and mom's family. Nick points to a picture. He is hitting a piñata with dad, abuelo, and my dad's brother Carlos. I remember that. That's when I turned 4 years old, he said. And these are the puppets I had at my birthday party. He points to the picture with these amazing wooden puppets. Mom, Juanis, and abuelo nod. Nick remembers so much. On another page, I see another picture of abuelo, Tio Carlos, and a woman I don't know toasting. Mom, who is that? I asked. Oh, that's your abuela Carmen on your dad's side. Her hair is a little different there. That's probably why you didn't recognize her. I've only seen dad's parents once since we've been moved to the United States. While the grown-ups talk, I asked Nick, is Tio Carlos nice? He is, or at least he was back then. He played football with me and dad. I sort of remember seeing my Tio. He used to live near us. We'd see him regularly until my parents divorced. Then we stopped seeing him and he moved to Colorado. Mom flips the pictures of when I was born. These are my favorite. I like seeing the pictures of me with tiny little bows in my hair. Everyone agrees that I was the cutest baby. There are also photos of everyone holding me, including Nick. He leans over and messes up my hair. La bebé, Juani says, as she touches my arms and gives me a kiss on the cheek. She immediately wipes the pink lipstick off my cheek and grabs my chin. Tú sabes que soy tu segunda madre, Stella, Juani says. Sometimes she likes to tell me that she's my second mother. I nod my head, see. Juani's might not always listen, but I know she loves me. After we've given our stomachs a break, we eat 3 different kinds of pie, apple, pecan, and pumpkin. I show Juanis and Abuelo my drawings of the animal project while we eat. Que bueno, Abuelo says. They are really good. He especially likes my manatee. Nick then begs Abuelo to play the guitar and he begins to play many songs I know. I love singing along, but sometimes I stay quiet to watch Mom sing. She looks so happy singing with her dad. Mom looks at me. You know, when I was your age, your abuelos would have these amazing parties. Abuelo and all his musician friends would sing all night. But what about your bedtime? Mom laughs. She translates what I said to Abuelo and Juanis, and it makes them laugh too. Ayi, Stella, says Abuelo. I tap Mom's arm. Why is that funny? Mom sees that my eyebrows are raised up. Don't worry, mi chiquita. It was just cute. Things are a little different in Mexico. Families throw more parties and people are a little less strict with bedtimes. I wouldn't mind that, says Nick. I don't say anything. Part of me wishes we never left Mexico. Sure, the parties and less strict bedtimes would be great, but I also think things would have been easier. We would see each other all the time instead of only once every other year. If I lived near them, then they would feel like my family and not like visitors or just like Mom's or Nick's family. Mom wouldn't have to do everything by herself and we wouldn't have to be alone anymore. Abuelo starts singing one of my favorite songs, El Corrido de Chihuahua, and motions me to sing with his guitar. I know all of the words, so I started singing along. Mom stands up. She pulls me up to the floor to dance with her and twirls me and until I start giggling. She finally stops twirling me and everything keeps spinning for a second. When I can finally see straight, I notice that my whole family is giggling with me, too. Even Nick. I'm really happy that giggling and smiling is something that doesn't have to be translated. It's just when you see it. At the end, she says, you just know it when you see it. So you don't even have to translate. It says giggling and smiling. You just know when you see it, right? Because look at how happy they are. Right? She's having a good time. She's there. At first she looks a little nervous there, right? But then when she starts singing, she feels a lot better. But then, because right there, she's just thinking about everything, right? She's thinking about, like, how would it be if they still lived in Mexico? How would it be if they still lived in Mexico and they would have never left? Let's see if there's something here. Here, too, is her little baby picture when she was talking about how she was a really cute baby. And here is Nick hitting the piñata when he was 4. Right? So let's try thinking why you think that. How would that be? Try thinking if she would have stayed in Mexico. How would her life be different?